Hey Stampers, BJ Peters here, and this is the private video for those that have purchased the window shopping and the window box Thinlits class from me. I really honestly fell in love with this class, and you can see I kind of copied this window box here when I did one of the boxes for class. So let me get started with some tips and tricks for you to have lots of fun and lots of success in putting this class together. Card number one is this card. Really pretty easy, just using the flower piece here, and then one of the, what I turned it kind of upside down, looks like a flower pot. What it's really intended for is, you can see that it would fit here on either side if you wanted that to put a greeting across the middle on the box. I've actually gone ahead and die cut my piece here. This would adhere onto here. And then the only thing that you're going to do is you're going to adhere this little strip onto the basic gray cardstock like that. And I like using, as you may know, the silicone pad. Just put a little adhesive right on there and adhere it right like that, and then just trim the ends up just like that. Stamp your greeting on and you're good to go. And then this bow is actually from the Sending Love product suite in the Occasions catalog in basic gray with using that same big die cut there. Let me give you a couple hints with this one. So I die cut first the big piece, and then I cut it again with the layering circles, and then I cut a scallop circle that's just a little bit bigger. I would adhere them together. And the trick that I would use with this is one that I've taught before, is using just a little bit of glue and a sponge on top of my silicone pad, just like this. Not letting this move around so I don't get glue on the front, and there we go. All right, and then the other hint that I have for this one is how to do this piece here at the bottom. That is from one of these panels, which are meant to be stamped if you wanted them. They're sized to stamp on the side of the box. I'm going to just demonstrate this a little bit with my basic gray stamp pad here. I'm actually going to use a Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. Here we go. I'm going to make the first one. Now I'm going to take my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig and I'm going to put my acrylic sheet in here and put this right up in the corner and stamp that down. Now if I match these up like this, put this back in the corner and move this, I'll get an exact matchup. So there we go. So that's kind of how I did it. One thing I guess that I should share with you is, you can see how this one's lighter than this. I probably stamped off the first time I did it so that this wasn't quite so bold. And then here you're using the baker's twine, a little bit of the Pool Party Backgrounds Designer Series paper, and you're set to go. Looks like, and it's kind of, I'm going to tip it on its end so you can kind of see that. It's kind of 3D there. That is actually made with the pennant end that looks like this in the dies. It actually will score a couple of lines there, if you can kind of see that. So I went ahead and did both ends here, and then you're just going to fold on the 2 score lines. You'll stamp in the middle, and then you're just going to adhere this part here on the ends down like that. Pretty straightforward stamping on that. Card number 4 looks like this. I love this card. So here I've used the pennant end just once, and your strip will be a little bit longer, so you may have to just cut it off here. Wanted to make sure you had enough. This uses the candle piece again, which is sized to be the side of the box. Just pretty simple. You'll adhere this little Daffodil Delight strip, and if it's longer, just cut it off. Adhere that to the pool party. Stamp your Make-A-Wish and your cupcakes, and you're good to go. So I'm going to point out a couple things. These are 1 5/8 inch squares. You see the little flower down here, kind of just a little added touch in basic gray. And you'll need a 1 1/2 inch circle punch for this. I'm going to ink this up, and this is actually stamped off once. To find a way to just center this exactly, I find it's easier if I do this, and if I rub on it like this, I'm going to get my square exactly centered on the stamp. I did the same thing when I wanted to ink Pool Party piece here for being a grate. I inked this up, and I actually just turned this over and rubbed over the top of it, and now I'm just going to cut with the scissors along here to create the greeting like this. This piece is created by, again, using one of the panels that die cuts that's for the side of the panel. And then after I've cut that, coming in with a 1.5 inch circle punch and punching that out, and then adhering it to a 1.5 inch circle punch in basic gray that's in your kit. And then what I did was I took one of the parts that came from here and placed it right there. So the box. All right, set the flowers off to the side here. So I've die cut. You'll need to have 2 of them die cut and remove all the pieces here. And then for the second one, you're going to want to die cut it so that the heart, if you're using every other panel again, this heart needs to be upside down. Okay, because this will be the bottom of the box and this will be the top of the box. You also are not going to need the tabs on this side of the box because you will use the tabs on the other side of the box. You've got tabs here and a tab here. So you're going to use the adhesive of your choice, and I actually use the tear and tape adhesive, and I put some on here and here, okay? And then I did all the bottom pieces as well. And you'll want to just make sure too that you've scored really well on your score lines. So use your bone folder and make sure that you get those good creases here. The other glues that you can certainly use the multi-purpose adhesive. You can use the fine tip glue pen. You'll find that you'll have to hold your pieces together a little bit longer to allow that glue to dry just a little bit. The flowers. You have 2 flowers of each size. These are from the Succulent Gardens framelit. You're going to want to curl the ends just a little bit. So I've using my bone folder, I'm kind of holding steady on the petals so that I don't rip one off. And if you do, just glue it back on, tape it together. And you'll do this for all of your petals. And then as you put it together, put some adhesive here, and then you'll offset them so that they go together like this. And obviously you're going to go from largest to smallest. Wrap your baker's twine around. This little guy is another die from the framelits. Just stamp on there. It says stamps from the window shopping stamp set as well. Pretty easy. I love that it opens and closes just like that. It's so easy, and you can have so much fun with it. Play around with the dies. Do every one of these if you wish. Try different ones. You know, put a necklace in here for a birthday present and do the birthday candles. Try the one with the little, what I'm calling the flower pot image. There's also one with stripes in it that you can put up in different colors. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'd love to see the things that you come up with. Thanks for purchasing this kit, and I hope you watch my website for more fantastic class ideas and tutorials for you to purchase. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.